One of the biggest things I get asked by new voiceover talent when they're just starting out in their business and they're about to start marketing and going out and trying to find work is, should they use their own name? Should they use a pseudonym or a stage name? Or what should they do regarding the name of their business? Another big question that's kind of the same is, should they use a photo of themselves, a headshot or not? As well as, what should their domain name be? So we're going to cover all three of these topics today, all kind of surrounding what your public image is when you start your voiceover business. Hey there, my name's Mike. I'm a full-time voice actor, and I run a training program called the Voiceover Blueprint, where I teach new and upcoming voice actors how to grow and sustain a profitable voice acting business. And if voiceover is something that you've thought about doing but just didn't know how to get started, then every week I host a free webinar on Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time on Zoom, where we cover some of the steps to get started in voiceover, as well as just open Q&A where you can ask me any questions you feel like you have about voiceover. And just as a bonus for showing up for the free webinar, I'll also throw in a copy of my book, The Voiceover Blueprint, which is the digital copy, the PDF, as well as the audiobook, plus 4 free additional gifts just for showing up. So if you just click that link down in the description and pin comment, sign up for free, and I'll see you on Tuesday. All right, let's talk about your voiceover business name. I'm a big fan of simplicity. So if you are not concerned about any sort of privacy issues or anything like that, you can just use your actual name. If you feel like you want to change your name or to use a pseudonym or a business name or a stage name, that's totally fine too. This is completely up to you. Some people are hesitant about using their own name because they are concerned about privacy issues and that kind of thing. I know some females are especially, concerned about that for good reason, and that's totally fine. If you want to come up with a unique sounding name that's not your real name, or maybe your first name and middle name or something like that, that's totally optional. You can do that. It's totally your call. Now, for some people who have a unique name like mine, my last name is pretty unique, there is an advantage there. And that's where we get to talking about your domain name. Because if you have a unique name, then hopefully your domain name will be available. So for instance, MikeHathcote.com was available because there's not too many Mike Hathcotes out there. And so I was able to get that domain name. And now for the bad news. If your name is John Smith, then you got a problem, because johnsmith.com I know has been taken because there are who knows how many thousands of people named John Smith. But what my advice in that situation is if you still want to use your name and johnsmith.com is not available, then the best way to go about getting the domain name with your name in it is just add something like VO after it or voiceover after it, johnsmithvo.com, johnsmithvoiceover.com. Now, I'm a big fan of keeping things simple, and if you can get your domain name .com, then go for that. Even if it's your stage name .com, get it. Or the VO after or voiceover after. But try to avoid these long, complicated domain names, because even though nowadays most people are only going to be clicking a link or a QR code versus typing it in, still shorter is always better. So avoid these long names like, Mike Hathcote's Voiceover Studios Inc.com or something like that. That is just way too long and complicated. Keep it simple. And by the way, I've already done a completely separate video about this, but I'll mention it here. When you get your domain name, get the email address that is tied to that domain name. Avoid using a Gmail or Yahoo or Hotmail or AOL or any of those kind of free email services. It's always better and more professional looking if you have your info at or Mike at MikeHathcote.com versus Mike's voiceovers at gmail.com. Most of the time when you register your domain name, they will offer you an add-on to add the email to that. And that's what you should do, is just pay that little extra money to get the domain name that is connected to the email. And in that way, you just have a more professional appearance. Okay, now let's talk about headshots. Like I said, a lot of people ask me, should I use my own headshot? And this is another one that is completely your call. If you feel comfortable putting your face on your website and, out there, totally do that. If you're not comfortable, it's not going to hurt you to not do it. A lot of people don't want to have preconceived notions about what they sound like based on their image. So, for instance, I'm 54 years old, bald guy with a white beard, but I can pull off, a millennial sounding Reed. So I do have my photo on there, but some people might look at the photo and prejudge whether or not I can pull off whatever they're trying to hire for their project. I'm at the point now where I'm not really concerned about that. I have plenty of samples out there that people know what I can do for them, so not too concerned about it. But if you are, once again, whether it's for preconceived notions or whether it's just for safety concerns or privacy concerns, it's completely a coin toss, and you don't have to go one way or the other. So I wanted to make this video because this is a question that I get a lot, especially when people are just starting out. So most of the time, with the exception of that email address situation where you should actually get it tied to your domain name, all these other decisions as to whether or not you should use, your real name or your stage name or what your domain name should be and all that is usually just your call. So do what you feel is right for your situation, and it should be no problem. Also, don't forget that webinar coming up this Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, completely free to join. And when you join, you'll also get a copy of the book, The Voiceover Blueprint, the digital download, as well as the audiobook, plus 4 free additional gifts just for attending the webinar. And I'll see you then. Now, I mentioned earlier about the email address problem that a lot of people run into when they first start. And I did a whole video about that topic where I go much deeper into the reasons why you should use an email that's tied to your domain name and not a free service. And if you want to watch that entire video, then it's right there.